Hey everybody, welcome to another Age of Grogu, and I've got with me as always Max, and we don't have Jason or Elijah today, but we do have special guest friend of the channel, Chad. How's it going, Chad?
Pretty good. I'm
And
doing pretty good.
that's cool, that's cool. Also a gaming expert in such ways
I guess. I
Star
guess.
Wars games, and more than me, my friend, more than me.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And we're definitely going to be talking about Jedi Survivor a little bit into this, for sure. We'll start off. Max, how's your week been? What's been going on?
I've been working.
Hmm.
Pretty busy week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's it. No more comics. Nothing new. Nothing
I mean, a lot
funny.
of cool comics came out
Yeah.
this week.
Okay.
Ryan Otley ended his Hulk run.
Okay.
It's pretty good. It ended all right. It was a little bit of a weird run when Donnie, the writer, left the run like 5 issues ago, and the
Okay.
artist kind of had to fill in the blanks. And
Okay.
Ryan Otley's a great artist. He did like Invincible. He's done Spider-Man. He
Okay.
did a pretty good job. But what was really cool this week was Green Arrow finally
Oh yeah.
has a new comic out,
Okay.
and it's awesome. Right
Nice.
now it's a mini series, but if enough people keep buying it, DC said it could be an ongoing. So
Okay. That's
hopefully
cool.
people buy it.
Uh huh. Chad, what about you? Anything going on this week that was fun, interesting?
Um, not much. I got an Anakin Skywalker. I got the Anakin Skywalker hot toys.
Ah,
Not I not
congratulations.
not
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
not as cool as yours with the staff, but he
It's the
comes with the
same,
light up
but
arm.
it is the same figure
Yeah,
though,
it's the
right?
same
Yeah, yeah,
figure.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's the
such an
same figure.
amazing
He's got
figure.
a light up arm too. It's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
No,
But
yeah, those
I
are nice
figured
too.
out
Yeah.
if you leave the light up arm on, the
Hmm.
batteries stay on.
Yes, they
So
do.
I was like, that's not
Yeah.
fun. I
Yep.
don't want those to die. So I pulled
No.
that out.
Yeah.
And then I got the armorer. She's kind of
Oh,
hidden
you
behind him.
did? Oh, no
Yeah, I got
way.
the armorer
Dude,
figure.
I
She's
thought you were
pretty
gonna
cool.
stop at like 5 or 6 hot toys. Now you're like, yeah, it's
I got
not.
a problem. I got a
Welcome,
problem.
welcome to my world. You,
I messaged
yeah.
Corey. Yeah, I messaged Corey. I was like, Corey,
Uh-huh.
I'm down bad. I got too many of these on order.
Yeah, this, and did you see what the new one was that's coming out? Now, again, we're going to talk about
Oh
Jedi
yeah,
Survivor a little bit later, but
the commander. Yeah,
yeah, they're releasing a new one later this. Well, I guess in the
it's
coming.
probably
After
next
killing
year.
that guy in Survivor so many times, I kind of want to buy it just to smash it.
Really? Oh, that's funny. See, when we get into our conversation, I do want to know more about the Jedi Survivor character of that particular trooper, why they would be
Hmm.
interested in making this one, obviously, up
I
front and
No
mean,
everything like
particular
that. So,
reason.
no,
no
no
particular
reason.
reason.
It's just
Really? Okay.
it's just another trooper variant. Pretty much.
Fair
That's
He's
enough.
all.
cannon fodder.
Fair
Yeah, you could
enough.
easily force pull you and then just
Fair enough.
stab him. He's like a two-hit kill.
And
He's
he's probably
pretty
the
easy.
easiest toy to simply turn around as well. I mean,
Yeah,
it
I mean,
is the Scout Trooper, just a few
yeah.
changes. But it still looks pretty awesome. Like, I'm always fascinated when
Hmm.
they do something. I think this might be their first toy based around one of the games that's come out.
I
I'm
think
guessing.
so.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because
There's
guess
no
so.
Cal
But
Kestis.
not
no,
yet. No. Now,
no,
Chad,
just
if they
kidding.
release a Calcastus, will you
If
be
they
getting
do,
that toy? Yes.
I'll be getting that one real fast.
Yeah, that's what I figure. I'd probably get it too, actually. I have to admit. I've never played the games, so
Hmm.
I'm not a gamer. I think I've said this before. But at the same time, I definitely appreciate and respect the story arcs and stuff they do.
It's
Again,
this one.
yeah.
I mean, if you can find, you probably can now
Mhm.
find like a walkthrough of like the game
Right.
and like the story on YouTube.
Fair
And
enough.
this story is like really good.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm,
gonna
I'm not that
definitely do
far into
that.
it, but it's
Yeah.
pretty top tier
Yeah.
compared to
Yeah,
a lot of other Star Wars stories that's been out
Right.
there in
yeah.
video
Yeah.
games.
Okay. Well, definitely get into this a bit later, and we're gonna do a non-spoilery kind of walkthrough when we do get there. So stick around for that. Did you guys check out? This is totally different news here. Did you guys check out the Flash, the new trailer for the Flash that dropped in the last week?
Of course.
No, I did not.
No.
I did
Okay. All
not.
right. Now they've added some updated poster work here of. It seems. I'm not sure if they're fan. I don't think they're fan pieces. I think they're official ones. But I'm kind of looking forward to it. This new trailer actually shows some amazing footage with Batman, Michael Keaton's
Hmm.
Batman stuff. That's really pretty awesome. And I've been on the fence about this film, Chad, with all the trouble with Ezra Miller and all this sort of
Yeah.
stuff. But then I also look at it in the perspective of there is a whole pile of filmmakers and a whole pile of actors who have done nothing wrong
Mm-hmm.
in putting this film forward. And just despite a one bad rotten egg, I kind of am excited for this because I'm not normally excited for the DCU at all. What are your thoughts on The Flash?
I like. I'll probably wait to watch this one.
Fair enough.
Honestly,
Fair enough.
there's been a lot of a lot of like Marvels in like DC superhero movies that I haven't even seen Black Adam and Shazam 2.
No, me neither.
And Ant-Man. I didn't even see Quantumania yet. I'm just
Oh,
waiting until
really? Yeah.
yeah, I'm just waiting until it comes out
Fair enough.
onto Disney Plus.
Fair enough.
So
Getting very superhero
oh yeah,
fatigued.
I'd say a little bit. I'm
Mhm.
become picky now, where I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll just go wait, or like Guardians. I'm gonna go
Right.
see Guardians like this
Yeah.
weekend.
Hey
But
there, Eddie. Yeah.
I'll answer the
yeah,
question a bit there.
for sure. Yeah.
My thoughts on
Hey, Anchor
live
Man.
action Cal. But
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry.
yeah, but minus that, like I mean, it looks really good.
Yeah.
I'll probably wait until reviews start coming out and seeing
sure.
how that happens, and then
Yeah.
I'll probably go see it.
Yeah. Max, what about yourself? You're on
I mean,
the
I love the Flash. I love the character.
yeah.
I love Flashpoint. This is definitely a
Mhm.
variation of Flashpoint. They're taking a lot of stuff from
Right.
Jeff Johns' story. I'm excited. I think they're doing Michael Keaton's Batman the right way. They're making it. They're kind
That's
of retconning him.
why I
and
wanna
making him
see
the
it.
most accurate Batman,
Yeah.
and having
Yeah.
him do all the classic Batman comic stuff.
Yeah.
Like say, I'm Batman. He does the Batman smirk.
Mhm.
He's so
Yeah.
arrogant and Batman like in the trailer that it's
Yeah.
hard for me not to be excited for this
Yeah.
movie.
I just hope they're not the best scenes we're seeing with all that.
Oh, I don't think they are. Those are just
Yeah.
snippets of just showcasing his kind of retconned personality of him not being
Right.
like, because in the original Tim Burton movies, he's like he's killing thugs for no reason. He's throwing bombs back
Yeah.
at them and just kind of being willy-nilly about everything. And this, he's a lot more Batman like. He's just
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a lot more the comic Batman that a lot of people. If you pick up a comic and read it, and he's saying ridiculous things like "because I'm Batman," like he's doing that stuff in the movie.
I'm excited to see like Ben back. Actually, I really like
Yeah.
Ben Affleck as Batman,
Affleck?
and I'm
Me
excited.
too.
Yeah, I'm excited
Fair
to
enough.
see like kind of like his last run as Batman, pretty much.
Right. Yeah.
He's my favorite live action Batman, and I'm really excited for him to actually get some cool extended action scenes. It looks like
Yeah.
at least one.
Chad, what are your expectations for James Gunn's DC universe?
I don't know. I'm hopefully it's great.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'll just wait. I mean, he's done great things with superheroes as of late. So like he took the Guardians from zeros to like some of the best characters in Marvel, and he took like a nobody like Peacemaker and made a great show out of it. So
yeah, no, totally.
so I'm excited to see what he does with like actually known characters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's definitely going to be a big thing. Speaking of Guardians, by the way, they did have the world premiere this week. I've been doing some display work actually for the last couple of weeks on different things that have gone out. Another one went up this week for Guardians of the Galaxy that we ended up by doing a massive build out for the inside of a place downtown LA. So that was kind of fun. I don't have any photos. I wasn't there for the final install of it, but at the same time, they'll be up online and stuff around the place. But yeah, I'm excited to see Guardians 3, guys. What about yourselves? You good?
I'm excited, man. I love the Guardians since I read like Annihilation Conquest,
Right.
and these are a very different form of the Guardians.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to finally see them get a conclusion to their story.
Yeah, I'm just excited to be just to watch that movie. Like I love 1 and 2.
Yeah, me too.
And even their appearances in anytime they showed up in the Avengers and in the recent Thor movie, they're just great. And I'm excited to see how kind of like how James Gunn ends his story with the Guardians.
Sure, I agree. I mean, it's weird to say that they're coming to an end. I mean, it feels like they're gonna kill them all off. And I personally, I don't know. I mean, people keep.
I don't think all of them.
I
Probably
think
Rocket.
I think
and,
this
um,
team of
Drax.
the Guardians is going to come to an end, but doesn't mean that they can't bring in other characters to replace the Guardians.
Right, but what I'm saying is, do we think they're gonna kill them, Chad? I mean,
I think there's
Max thinks there's a couple of deaths in there.
I think there's going to be a couple of deaths.
Yeah,
I don't think. Yeah, there's a couple of people are going to die.
Yeah,
and it's pretty evident in the trailers.
Yeah, well, trailers can also fool you.
Yeah, trailers also lie to you all the time.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that film starts this week, and so far the buzz has been pretty good about the movie from people who've seen the premiere and all that. I'm excited to check it out.
There was some interesting people at the premiere, which gave some clues away as to what's going on in the movie. They invited a lot more comic creators than they usually do, probably because he's going off of a few different runs, and people seem to think that because Rick Remender was there, they're going to be going off of his Uncanny Avengers run with the with some of the villains, and I think we're in for a very devastating story, and I think there's going to be a lot going down in this movie. I think people are are already undermining it because of the previous Marvel entries that have been a little lackluster, but this one's going to be a lot darker. I think it's going to fit the bill that people thought Ant-Man was going to do.
For sure, I agree, yeah. Did I meet the cast? If you're referring to Guardians of the Galaxy, I've met almost everybody. I worked on a music video for it a few years ago, and so I've met everybody but Chris Pratt, actually. And everyone is an amazing... Like, you can understand why they work so well together on the Guardians films. James Gunn did pull together an amazing team of actors that are just wonderful together, it seems. And from what I saw for the couple of hours I was on set, they were just like fully energetic and just really in love with what they're doing and those characters that they created, so which is a lot of fun. But yeah, Guardians is this week. It's crazy. Now I'm going to go into this a little bit later and talk about Jedi 40th anniversary, but on the beginning of the film, at least on the one I saw, they played a new trailer for Indiana Jones 5.
Ooh, yeah.
Did you see the new trailer?
Yeah, they played the one that was released at Celebration.
Oh really? I see. I was trying to avoid seeing this and ended up like catching it in the end.
Fair enough. It was the one at Celebration.
Yeah, it gives away.
It's weird to watch like an Indiana Jones trailer while you're watching Star Wars.
It's so 80s. It's like, oh my god, I'm back in the 80s again by watching trailers for Indiana Jones and Return of the Jedi on the big screen. But without saying anything, because the last trailer, this most recent last trailer, does give away quite a bit about the. Well, I mean, it gives away enough to say certain things. It feels like. But it looks gorgeous. I mean, I am excited for what James Mangold is going to bring to this. And I know there's some people up there that are a bit skeptical about Indiana Jones 5. I am hyped for this movie. Chad, what's your thoughts on Indy 5? Do you even care?
Excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah?
I love Indiana Jones, so I can't wait to see what James has.
Yeah. And I love James Mangold's work in general too. I mean, if you've seen these other films like Ford versus Ferrari and Logan and
like I've only seen Logan of his, and that's an excellent film.
Right. No. Ford versus Ferrari is not the kind of film I would normally go see, but my friend worked on it, so I actually went to the movies and saw it and checked it out, and it was really impressive. For something that is the mostly... I have no interest in cars and and vehicle riding and all that sort of stuff, but it was fascinating. Like, it really pulled you in. It pulled you in as in a directing point of view and all that sort of thing. And I believe they're going on. He's going to be doing not a documentary, but a video doc on Bob Dylan.
That's who it was.
Yeah, and it's gonna have what's his name? From Dune. Timothy Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet from Dune is gonna be in it.
Nice.
But speaking of Dune, did you see that Variety also drops? Not Variety, Vanity Fair. My mistake. Dropped a whole pile of images for Dune 2 this week.
Yes, I saw that, and I'm excited for Dune Part 2.
Yeah,
I really love Dune Part 1, and I can't wait to continue the story of Dune.
Yeah, no, I'm extremely excited to see this. I was not a fan of the one that was in the, I guess, done in the 80s, but Who is this character? I have no idea who she is. I don't. Was she even in the
think
first?
That's Florence Pugh. I know the actress.
I think she's like the princess.
Okay.
What's her? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know much of the Dune story. Like all I know is from the first film. So
yeah, same.
Like a little bit of like what was in the '80s film. I never saw it, but
yeah.
But I think she plays the princess.
Okay.
The emperor.
Okay. So. All right. Oh, really? Okay. So
yeah.
All right. That's cool. Either way,
I don't know what that means. I'm like, all right, cool.
No, me too. Yeah, that's it. I'm just excited that this film is coming out. There actually is quite a few good movies coming out this year. I mean,
that one actually comes out on my birthday, so
no way. That's cool.
I'm gonna see that one on my birthday. So
yeah,
hopefully it comes out on my birthday.
Totally, yeah. Well, that Indiana Jones is one other film that's coming out that dropped a new trailer a few weeks ago, which I think we all can say is going to be amazing, and that is Across the Spider-Verse. They just dropped this poster this week.
Didn't see this one.
But yeah, Chad, you checked out the first Spider-Verse trailer?
Yeah,
film, I should say.
Yeah. I've seen it like multiple times.
Yeah.
And every time I see a trailer, it just makes me want to go rewatch the first one again. So before that one comes out, I'll probably rewatch it.
Yeah, I definitely I'm looking forward to seeing this finished version. And you say, Max, same thing?
We've talked I'm very excited for this film. Yeah. This is it's going to be great. Yeah.
For sure. Other quick news, guys, during the week. Okay, so Chad, did you watch the Mario Brothers film?
I have not seen it.
You have not seen it?
No.
Good.
Better get going.
I hear it's really good.
It just crossed the $1 billion mark globally.
I am not surprised.
It's crazy. I mean, again, I'm not a computer game kind of player kind of thing of any sort, but it was fun. It was a charming film, and even if you have no interest in playing the games, it was a charming film, and I'm glad it's doing well, and definitely worth the checking out for sure. But yeah.
Right now, 14 sequels are being written.
What's that? Whoop, you just cut out the
I said right now 14 sequels are being written.
Oh, 14 sequels. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise
me. Probably.
Yeah.
They're going to make a Smash Bros. Universe, so.
Yeah. That's what I would imagine.
As a minor, like, Nintendo fan, makes me excited.
Right.
So.
I mean, it definitely is room to build up and move into it. Do I play video games? No, I do not. I just don't have any interest in them, and that kind of brings us. We're getting closer to this little bit we're going to talk about. But other quick things, Star Wars related news, guys. Andy Serkis confirmed that Kino Loy survived, and heavily implies that he's coming back into Andor. So. Yeah,
I mean he was at Celebration promoting Andor season 2, so I figured he was going to be back.
He'd be back now. Chad, you're a bit like me when it comes to Andor. We're not particularly like we're. I think technically we can both say that it's quite accomplished.
I would say it's a great show. Not my kind of show, but
exactly. Yeah.
I did give it a rewatch a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, what was it like on the rewatch?
It's okay. I was like, oh
yeah,
it's okay.
Okay,
it's all right.
Max, you still disagree with me?
I like Andor. I mean, it's got a lot of cool stuff going on for it. I wish there was a little bit more edge to their drama. I wish.
Right.
I thought everyone disagreed with me, but I still thought they played it safe.
Yeah.
I remember they could have gotten a lot harder with some of the stuff going on in the universe. It's not just stuff that's been heavily implied. It's stuff that's we know is happening in the universe. They don't need to dance around it as much as they do.
Yeah.
I think they really kind of.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things I saw someone point out was, did you notice there was no aliens in the prison? Where did they go?
Yeah, but I think that's for for in universe for the prison. They're putting together, like putting the tables against each other. Yeah. So you want a semi-fair where you're all the same species. Yeah. So you don't have like some dude who's like massive and can do everything pretty much by himself.
Yeah.
Well, but wouldn't you see them escaping at the end? Wouldn't they have broken them out too?
Yeah, but they would be at a different prison. They're not at that.
It felt like
that's true. That is very true.
They wouldn't put them to that prison camp.
Yeah,
I assume they were just killed.
I think one of the things that I think occurred in lots of wars is different cultures, different religious cultures. They'd separate; they wouldn't combine them together. You didn't want that internal conflict when you're trying to subdue a people or a race. So it made sense that they might have separated the aliens, but I would like to have seen more aliens overall across the board.
Yeah.
In my thing. And speaking of films, a series that just finished, Chad, we obviously just finished Mandalorian season 3. What are your? We talked a bit about it last week, but what are your thoughts on season 3 of the Mandalorian?
I loved it actually. Every like weird side adventure. I get why people were like annoyed with it not having a direct story or anything.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed it. I just had fun with watching the Mandalorian.
Totally. Yeah.
So I'm like, this is just a dumb fun show.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that kind of say that because you don't know the backstory of Bo-Katan that exists in animated form and stuff like that, they couldn't get into it. It's like, what are you talking about? Everything that they dropped within Bo-Katan, if you'd never seen before, just feels like this is a new character that we're learning something new about in the universe. And just because they exist before, it doesn't mean that what you're getting now is not a similar interpretation of who they were in the animated stuff as well. I've thoroughly enjoyed season 3, but there were some directorial highs and lows.
There was some weirdness in it.
Yeah, there was some weirdness and some direct, like you were saying, some differences episodes. But that's the problem when you have multiple directors directing a show compared to where like Kenobi, it was just Deborah, where it's more direct.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's the reverse. I think it's the problem with too little writers.
Really?
And not enough directors. I think they needed maybe a director for each episode, kind of like how they were more towards that in the first 2 seasons. They were bringing a lot more directors, and then they started keeping it small, their circle smaller.
Right.
I think it was a writer issue where I think there wasn't enough writers thinking about what was happening, and they had stuff like Mando walks into a hole, which it's like, I don't know how
a problem with that. Max has a problem with that. I was completely
I have such a problem with that.
I just
you can't get paid
I
to
thought
write
that was
Mando steps a step too far and into a hole.
Yes,
like it's just bad writing.
Well, we don't know. He might have hit his head as he went through the hole and knocked himself out. That's why he was unconscious.
It's not about that. It's about the fact that he stepped and fell into a hole. This man he's supposed to be like the ultimate hunter. He's trained for this. He just steps into a puddle and dies.
He's kind of an idiot. Like every time, even in like season 1 and 2. Like, are you a Jedi? The man just walked and killed everybody with a lightsaber. I think that guy's a Jedi.
Good point. Yeah. That is a good point. That's a good point. I like that.
You literally asked. Granted, yes, he doesn't know who Luke Skywalker is, but he did ask Luke Skywalker if he was a Jedi.
Yeah, I don't think enough oxygen's getting into his brain with all that helmet going on.
Yeah. What's that? Whatever. I don't know. I enjoyed this season a lot with the through story, but at the end of the day, it was just it had. What
about the clones and Moff Gideon just watching his plan just crumble?
Yeah, okay,
and does nothing.
That was one of the things that was a problem at the season finale for me.
There was a few like plot hole, like big plot holes like
that.
Oh
yeah, no, totally.
They're like, there's clones, and then he just flushes them down the toilet, and he's just like, oh, cool. They're dead.
Yeah.
Oh, you killed my clones.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like a writer issue. Because if you had more writers, one writer would have chimed in and said, "Why doesn't Moff Gideon, if he's tracking him, why doesn't he send in all the troopers to that area?
Oh yeah,
go in there himself?
He's sitting there watching where he and Grogu are going. It's like,
it made no sense. You need that's why you need more people in the room to say, "Hey man, you can't just be watching them on the map. He needs to be actively doing something about it. The drama in this moment of the episode."
Yeah. I mean, it seemed logical that they could have bought Moff Gideon and just gone, he's heading towards my room. He would have gone there. And that's where you start the fight. Then that's the one thing about what George Lucas does. He starts a fight or a combat in one point and that ends up to an ending point. It doesn't end up by walking to you in the final end point. George Lucas always takes the lightsaber fights through a passage. It's not just in one single solitary space. It is a walkthrough of getting from A to B through that part of it. It gives you the chance to have your conversations, your attacks, whatever. And it would have been great to have seen Moff Gideon just go there, start off, try to stop Mando, fail right there, and then get really pissed off, and then this fight just starts back down the corridor, back into the opening, where the little things like that I do agree. I wish it was better. You're like me with the Ahsoka.
Do you think the Empire was?
Yeah, sorry, Max.
Do you think the Empire was mad they paid for all those bombers and they ended up blowing up their own leader with it? Because those bombers directly led to Moff Gideon's death.
Technically, yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say...
And the Empire paid for it. The Empire paid for Moff Gideon's death.
Yeah. Whoever's left of the Empire sent him some bombers, and they did nothing. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, not only that, they used a Star Cruiser to blow him up. It was all Empire technology killing Moff Gideon.
Technically, it was Moff Gideon's own ship who killed Moff Gideon.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But the one that sent the bombers, I think, was Paleon, wasn't it? Was it?
Or it was Commandant Hux.
Hux sent. Bombers. Wait, did he send? Was it Hux sent the bombers, or did he?
Yeah, Hux sent the bombers and the fighters.
Oh, okay.
And the Praetorians.
Okay. So he sent the Praetorians along with. I thought it was. It was just. Okay. Either way, I mean, we'll see what happens with Mando season 4, which I believe they're going to be shooting this summer. So we'll probably see that in a year or two. But then we've also got Ahsoka coming up, which I'm equally, if not most, excited for. And this is where we get the same writer going through the whole thing. And I'm not sure if Dave Filoni's directing every single episode. I doubt
he's not. They announced
That's
all the... I don't remember who was all the directors. Yeah. But they announced the directors.
That's it.
I know Rick's doing an episode.
Yes, that's it. Yes, now you remember.
I'm excited for that. I love Rick.
I think Rick Fumiaka? I can't pronounce his name. If Levi Bond was here, he would say it in a heartbeat because he's good at rolling that type of language off the tongue. I can never remember Rick's name. Last name, I should say. But I love his... Out of all the directors that they get in for the Mando shows and stuff, he is one of my favorites of the directors, for sure. He has the most structure and has some great, form to it. Let's move on from that. One other quick thing, guys. Star Wars news. Carrie Fisher is going to be also getting her star on the Walk of Fame, which well, if not a little late, well respected and well needed and deserved. I'm surprised she never got one before that. Actually,
it's because you got to pay for it.
Yeah, I know, but still. I don't know if she didn't want to pay, but
that's probably what it is. If you don't,
it's pay. It's also getting enough petitions, stuff like that. But anyway, being the case,
I'm still surprised it took this long, but not surprised at all.
Yeah,
I'm glad that she's.
Wasn't there a guy at Hollywood Boulevard that used to petition for her to get a star all the time? He was there like every day.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe
could have been maybe, but yeah, with all that, I'm sure Mark Hamill will be there, and I'm guessing Billy Lord will be there and everything. Carrie's daughter. The other thing that dropped news-wise, Star Wars-wise this week was David Lindelof's Star Wars exit was asked to leave. And did you read about what it was? Why he was asked to?
No,
leave?
I caught like just like kind of the synopsis. Like it was. It was going to be an older Rey, like she was going to be like 60 years after.
Yeah. And they were going to petition to have Mira. Mira. Oh,
I didn't catch this part. All I caught was it was 60 years later.
Right. Yeah.
And it was going to be an older Rey, and I was like, I don't like that. That sounds dumb.
Yeah.
Thank you that they asked you to leave.
Yeah, that sounds pretty god awful.
Yeah.
Plus, Daisy's still around. Like it's not like she's passed away or anything. Yeah. Or she's just like way too old to play the part anymore. But like it's like you have her in her prime. Like put her in more Star Wars.
Yeah.
It would. I mean, granted, you could fill in the story between there, but it just makes no sense to like use somebody else recast that way.
Yeah, I completely agree. my biggest thing with Return of the Jedi when it ended back in '83 was that I wanted to see more stories. I wanted to see Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker, even a few years on. It didn't matter whether it was episodes, 7, 8, or 9, or whatever they're going to call them. I miss that void of not having that, and they've got all these actors from the sequels that are around, and the generation that it's touching the most is still my nephew and nieces who are like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, kind of thing. That age bracket of kids are connecting as much as your generation, Chad, I'm guessing, would have connected with Hayden Christensen and all that from the prequels. And so why not fulfill and play with that same actor? And it seems pointless to do exactly what we got from the sequels, jump the entire story 60 years later, and not even bring in the actress who is, currently the
I mean, in the sequels, it makes sense. You'd want to jump time, and you had again at the time you had Carrie, Harrison, and Mark.
Sure.
So you tell an older story with new characters.
Right.
But it just makes no
age
sense.
appropriate.
They would age appropriate. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
but
don't
it
need
makes
to
no sense
recast age-wise when you don't need to. Yeah.
It just makes no sense for like a Daisy Ridley to not have her return as that character.
No,
as
absolutely.
her. Pretty much.
I mean, even now, from what we understand of the current, rendition of the sequel, is going to be 15 years later, which is roughly about the same age and time frame by the time it gets released that Daisy Ridley would be.
It'll be like 10 years later.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I think it also gives us a good opportunity to, because we have so many other living Star Wars actors alive that you could have like a Force Council where you could bring back characters from the from other movies and other properties like comics and books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I do agree that Rey will be around with Grogu, but I don't think Grogu is going to be Jedi of any sort. I think he's
I will be curious to see what
I want to see them meet.
I think Grogu will ally himself with the Jedi, but I don't think he will be on the council. I don't think he'll grant himself the rank of master.
I don't think he'll consider himself a Jedi.
Yeah, I think he'll be the peacekeeper of the Mandalorians for the next 800 years or however long it takes. I'd be fine with that, to see that story took place. But I agree. I would love to see that version of Grogu, 35, 45 years later, however long that is, from when we see him in Mandalorian. Well, maybe not that long. It's probably like 25 years later. By the time we hit that story, to exist in that Rey universe.
He still wouldn't be that old, though. He'd be
like 100.
Yeah, he'd be about 100. I mean, because the
sequels take place, 40 years later, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but how old is that Yoda years?
Yeah, he'll be like 100 some years old, so he'll be probably like middle age.
If you consider the fact that
20 years old,
yeah, I mean,
he'd be like a 20-year-old human being.
Yeah, I mean, if you consider,
I guess he would be like a young adult then. Yeah, I was
thinking
he would still be like a teenager in that.
No,
maybe I don't know. Because
I don't
Yoda
know how their age.
Yeah, Yoda was said to be he was training Jedi at 100. He was a master at 100.
Oh yeah.
And Grogu's 50 and he's still like a baby. Yeah. So
that makes
either they get
they'll get
massive growth spurt.
Yeah.
Or he's just or they messed up with some timeline and
because I was going off of Grogu's age, because if you kind of double it 100 years, another 50 years, he'd be in my mind a teenager, but I guess
maybe
with the Force wisdom, I guess they skip past teenagers and just are
Yoda specifically says for 800 years have I trained Jedi, and Yoda is 900 years old at that point. So that says for 800 years he was training the Jedi, and he has a 900 years. So by the age of about 100, he's definitely at a walking, talking, speaking age. My guess is that if Yoda imitated his master by the way Yoda speaks 100 or 900 years ago, and he speaks like he does, then I'm going to assume that Grogu will speak similar to Din Djarin, and will have that kind of, low-level kind of quiet Din Djarin.
He'll be voiced by Keanu Reeves.
No. He'll be voiced by
voiced by Pedro Pascal.
Exactly. No, that's where I'm going with it. It's like But he won't be speaking backwards terms the way Yoda does. He'll be a very different. I mean, well, we saw when they did the animation of Yaddle in the
I still think George forgot that Yoda went crazy on Dagobah, and he was like, "Shoot, I wasn't supposed to make him talk backwards." But all right, he's talking backwards.
Well, I think it was Frank Oz who was the one who kind of made that whole
the pattern
form of dialogue and the pattern work.
Because wasn't there a video of George not being able to decipher it at first? He's like, I don't know what he's saying.
Sorry, Chad.
Yeah. I was saying in the prequels when he was writing Yoda lines, he forgot.
Yeah. That was definitely an error.
Didn't talk weird. He was like, "Oh, shoot, I forgot." I made him.
We probably didn't know what to do with it because Yoda had such an iconic speech pattern. He was like, "Do I keep it or do I abandon it and have everyone's mind be blown that this guy was just an insane puppet dude instead of like the wise master they really think he is when they didn't fully understand that scene?"
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. All right, guys. So let's start talking about the one thing I'm not familiar with, which is computer games. Let's talk about this game that dropped this week, the Jedi Survivor. There you go. All right, guys. So for me, the dumbass who knows nothing about the first two games, what are the first two games like? And what is this one like?
This is the sequel to. So the first one was Jedi Fallen Order, and this is the sequel. So
this is the sequel. So this is the second one.
Yeah.
Why do I think it was two before this one? That's weird. Anyway, so how is this in comparison to the first game? We're going to keep this a somewhat spoiler-free review for everybody out there. But how does this compare in the sense of its structure and the way the story is laid out for you, and the way that the gameplay even is laid out for you in this one?
It's definitely controls a lot better, I think, than the first one. The first one, it's got some funky controls.
Yeah, first one's a little clunky. This one feels a lot smoother.
This one does it a lot smoother, a lot better action. Obviously, it's newer, so it's gonna look a lot better.
Right.
I mean, you have a lot more options at the start. Yeah. You genuinely feel like a Jedi at the start of the game, whereas in the last game it kind of feels like a Dark Souls or other type of Soulsborne video game with a Star Wars skin. This one feels more in the Star Wars universe, like you're a Jedi doing Jedi stuff.
Okay. Yeah, granted, the first one did start out like you were relearning your powers over time,
right?
And then this one, you just pretty much have your powers right away, which I really enjoy, because most type games like this, like they would knock you on the head and then you lose all your powers and then you have to relearn it.
Yeah, you got amnesia.
So, a lot of these like type of games would do that, and I'm glad that they didn't do that. Like you feel like a Jedi right away.
Okay.
So,
and there's still so much to learn. Like it's but I'm not even that far into the game, and I feel pretty beefy. I'm fighting Rancors. You're going off doing some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you do learn some newer powers, I'll say. So you get some newer powers, you get some upgrades, and then it's excellent game. Story is great. I think I'm near the end of the game, actually. I have to check our progression, but I think I'm pretty close.
How many chapters does there appear to be in this? Is it chapters?
Not really chapters.
No, it's just kind of like the flow of the game. Yeah, it's not even like levels. It's just
it's very free flow.
Oh, okay.
It's the flow of the game. Like, I mean, it is like go at your own pace type of thing. You can explore, you can run around, do your own thing, but like you can follow the story and you just go, all right, hey, we got to go to this planet next, and you're like, oh, give me a minute, I want to explore for a bit.
They have lots of little side missions and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of cool side quests, a lot of cool
there's a lot of
collectibles. You can customize your character, your lightsaber, your blaster, your droid. You could have a garden. You could fill a bar full of people, have a DJ there. You could do a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, it's great. I haven't found my DJ yet, so I have the bar pretty full of people. So They do give you side quests. You can run around.
Yeah.
The hub world type places, Kobo. That's kind of like where the main story kind of takes place on, and pretty much fully explorable. Well, there's collectibles all over the place. It's awesome.
That's fun. Let me think. What else with that? Is there some interesting new design characters that you interact with
There's
without
some
getting
High
too much
Republic
into?
stuff. There's some.
Right.
They go back, and a large part of the story deals with characters from the High Republic and a mystery involving the past. And yeah, it ties into High Republic comics. It ties into the Obi-Wan show a little bit too, with some of the stuff the characters are doing. I won't really give away what's going on with that, but it definitely ties into Obi-Wan.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually surprised the amount of like high. I'm way further than Max is, but like I'm surprised the amount of High Republic stuff is in this actually.
Okay.
Which I kind of enjoy. Like I have most of the books and I haven't finished reading them. Like I don't know much about the High Republic, but I'm happy that they're doing so much with this story.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like we're going to get a lot of High Republic live action stuff with Acolyte, which I guess
they're starting to
the
push
tail end
it.
of it.
They're starting to really,
which I'm excited for. I mean, most of the information I've been getting on High Republic is mostly through either on All New Nerds or over at HoloNet Marauders. They're very up to date with the High Republic stuff, and I kind of follow along and just listen in from time to time, but. It's kind of fun to see what they're doing there. How many hours of gameplay do you think you put in at this point, Chad? From when until now?
Last time I checked, this was last night, and I was at like 14 hours. So I'm probably around like 15. I'm probably around actually more than that. Probably around near like 20 hours in the game actually.
Okay. All right. What about you, Max?
I literally started playing this game the minute it came out, and then
that's funny.
break to sleep and watch a Star Wars in theaters.
Yes, we'll talk about Jedi soon enough. Max, how many hours have you put in at this point?
Not too many. I've done a few things. Yeah, I've left the hub world. Yeah, met up with some old characters. Yeah,
that's cool. What else can you add to? How's the actual? I've been reading a little bit about there's still some lag going on with the game.
Oh, there's some performance issues, but it's not as bad as people are making it out. To be honest,
what I assume.
Yeah, and I'm playing it on Xbox, and I don't have any. I know like PC's really the big problem.
Yeah, PCs.
And I've had some like frames drops, and but I don't really notice all that stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't had any crashes or anything like that. I haven't had any game-breaking bugs.
Yeah, I had one crash, and it was like, oh, you just booted me from the game. I got to restart. Like, okay, whatever.
But
that happens in like every game now. It's nothing like there hasn't been anything like crazy game breaking like some people have been saying online. For me on console, I'm sure for PC it's a little different. There was an HDR issue on PS5 that I had to fix. I had to turn the HDR off because it right now is broken. But besides that, it's 2 thumbs up.
So
sorry. And I wouldn't be surprised if they like fix it, and they're obviously working on it as not as we speak because it's a weekend, but they're working on it. So
well, my question then becomes and this is just more of a general overall question with the increase of technology that's going into games like this. Is it the software or is it the hardware that?
I think it's a hardware issue. Actually, I think it's a bad PC port that they need to update and fix some of the technical aspects on.
Yeah. Plus, like PCs, like compared to consoles, are like so customizable.
Yeah.
So like, people might not have the right thing to line up, and then it'll not work as well.
So they're going to complain more.
There's more. People might have low spec computers.
There's more variable into PC and like porting it to PC compared to like when you're putting it on console where you just like we got to build this game for Xbox or for PlayStation or where we're like we got to build it for all these platforms and we're probably gonna have problems and they know that they're gonna have problems. That's why I think it was delayed.
I think every game has computer problems, and even after they release it, and it's figuring out the glitches, and it's like
I had more problems playing Call of Duty recently than I had this game.
Really,
I love Call of Duty, but I've had a lot of problems with it recently with just crazy weirdness that I don't have with any other game, and this game it's not the same online, but I haven't had any those problems.
Yeah.
Like just game crashing on me for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether this is going to be the last in this particular game of
I think it's a good trilogy.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm
think they
pretty
said
sure.
before this.
Yeah. I'm not. I think I'm near the end, but I'm not done yet. So
you don't know yet.
I think there's gonna be another game. Pretty sure.
So
what I've heard.
Yeah. So there's
They said there's gonna be a trilogy. I think they said it's gonna be a trilogy when they announced the second game. If they had a story in mind for Cal, it was gonna be more than this game.
Yeah.
So, and the first one kind of ended off where like it could have been just like a one game.
Right.
And obviously it wasn't gonna be.
Yeah.
Like they made the sequel.
Sure.
And like what I've heard, it ends like there's gonna be another game. Kind of.
All right.
So
I mean, yeah, most games kind of it's very rare for a game to kill off the main character at the end of your game.
Yeah.
There's been games that have done it, some big name games that have done it. But I don't think Star Wars is going to be that game to do that in the second game of what could be a great trilogy.
So I mean, plus like Cal's going to be around, and the question from earlier is, do you think Cal's going to be in live action?
That was about to be my question. What are your thoughts on this, guys?
I think they're going to wait. I think they're going to wait to tell his story.
Yeah.
And then he'll show up in something.
But it took them, 5 years for this game to be completed, was it, roughly? So we're talking about maybe another 5 years before the next game? Is that something that you don't think they'll explore in the...
I think he'll appear before then.
I don't think they'll do like... I don't think he's going to show up in Ahsoka or something.
Nothing like Ahsoka.
I don't think he's going to show up like that far in the future, as much as I would love him to. I think like if they do have him show up, it's going to be somewhere around like where we're at right now.
So maybe there's even animated form. It might be the Bad Batch season 3 even. We don't know.
I mean, he would be a kid.
He'd be too young in the story.
Yeah, he'd be
so we would have to get an entirely new series based around the time period that Cal would exist.
Or they do like he'd show up in like if they ever do Kenobi season 2 or like if they do like a Path show,
I was just thinking Kenobi, like that period of time.
Yeah. That would be like the only time he could show up. But I don't think they'll ever do anything where he's showing up in Mando.
This particular
honestly,
game,
a Vader show. If they did a Vader show, he is a character that had interacted with Vader. He doesn't have a personal connection with him, but he wouldn't be. It wouldn't be out of left field for him to show up. It wouldn't be like the most random thing in the universe,
or even like mentioned.
Exactly, he's on the Empire's radar. Pretty hardcore.
This guy, he showed up in Fortress Inquisitor, destroyed part of it, and then disappeared.
Fair enough.
I imagine Vader. Because I imagine he's something that makes Vader keep his eyes awake at night.
I like I said, I rewatched Andor. I also rewatched Kenobi, and when they mentioned like, oh yeah, nobody's ever invaded Fortress Inquisitor, and I was like, I literally just did that.
Wait. Did the first one take place prior to Kenobi though, right?
Yeah, the first one takes place 5 years after.
But it's also
takes place 5 years later.
Yeah, but it's also the Empire. They can kind of white lie their way through everything.
This
was to keep up the front.
Yeah, this was like on when they were like talking about rescuing Leia.
Yeah,
and they're like, nobody's invaded Fortress Inquisitor, and I was like,
that they know
just
of.
Did that?
that they know of. But okay, that makes sense. I think
we were watching the episode. It's pretty funny just seeing them do kind of the same things in the fortress.
Yeah. Do you get an idea at the beginning of the Jedi Survivor as to exactly what time period this is between?
Yeah, so this is about 5 years later. They said that this is literally taking place around the same time as Kenobi, or like slightly after, I think, technically, like a year after, but it's like right around that cool. time frame.
That's cool. And I didn't even think about this. Did the first game have a period of time from the beginning of the game to the end of the game? Was it like over the course of a couple of months, or was it a year?
I think it takes.
It actually wasn't that long.
Yeah. It's not that long. I think it does take place over like a couple of months, honestly.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got the same feeling that the second one feels like it's heading that direction as well.
The second one seems like it takes place over a little bit longer period of time, just because if you account for travel time and the way the bar works and the way people have their own hub system at the bar. It seems like it's a slightly different kind of amalgam time. Where
but you're not there yet.
Yeah,
so
but it is also like storylines where they don't really tell you. Like they don't really.
Right.
Star Wars doesn't really tell you like, hey, this story takes place in a year.
Sure.
Right? Like totally. Only Andor was really the one that was like, hey, this story takes place in a year.
Yeah. Actually, that is one thing. I'm going to be doing this sometime in the next couple of days. It's going to be doing an unboxing. It's the book on timelines. I haven't had the chance to open it up. I've been so busy this week that I want to check it. They might have some details in there for it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Which would be kind of fascinating, but I'll definitely do that later in the week. Any other last thoughts, guys, on Jedi Survivor at this point?
No. Yeah, Cal Kestis seems like one of the most beefed up, strongest Jedi.
Really?
I mean, that's the one problem putting him in live action is you'd have to nerf him so hard.
Yeah, pretty much. He's pretty powerful. I mean,
is he self-trained?
I mean, it is a
not
video
entirely.
Game though.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not. It is a video game though, so like
exactly.
Obviously, they're gonna make you feel a little bit more powerful than what you're supposed to be.
Fair enough.
But if you put him up against Luke Skywalker, who wins? Like in a fight,
I think Cal would because
it's no question. Cal has so many moves.
But also
he's got so much stuff Luke couldn't even think of doing.
Also, Luke is like self-trained in dueling, right? That's why, like, like what was it last year, or a couple of years ago, when Dave Filoni was like, "Yeah, no, Ahsoka would beat Luke in a duel."
That's because she was trained by Anakin, though.
Right. Yeah, that's because Ahsoka was trained by the Jedi. Anakin, Luke's like self-trained, so like he got himself lucky.
But he's also got a different set of moves than Luke Skywalker compared to other Jedi from the older days. So basically, okay, so who would win out of Cal and?
He's
Ahsoka
kind of a hybrid between Anakin and Obi-Wan's fighting styles, to be honest.
All right, okay.
I don't know if he could beat either of them in a fight, just because they are also super beefy.
Yeah, it's also like different circumstances. Like he's fighting for his to survive, pretty much, and like they were trained to be professionals, pretty much.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. But you do feel a little bit overpowered at some points, but like
right.
It's a video game, and you're supposed to feel a little bit overpowered.
Yeah. But it seems like they're doing a good job of what they've been doing, and it sounds like everyone will be excited for a third game. And for some reason, I thought this was the third game. My bad. But that's cool, guys. All right. Well, if there's any other last thoughts, otherwise, I was going to move on to the release movie of the week, which was Return of the Jedi, the 40th anniversary. This movie came back in theaters, and I got the chance to see it last night, and I'm gonna go check it out again because I want to. What do you think, Chad?
That's great. Just watching a Star Wars in theaters. It was awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Is this the first time you have seen Return of the Jedi on the big screen?
Yes. Yeah.
No way. That's great. That's awesome.
I was not around when it got re-released, and so
in '97. I saw.
I mean, I was around.
Both.
But
you would too. Exactly. Yeah. I was 13 when Return of the Jedi came out in the theaters, and then in '97 when it re-released, I got the chance to see it over here. It was saw originally in Australia. I did end up by seeing it in Prime, AMC Prime. So the sound was actually really kind of cool. It was nice.
We were put. I did go to an AMC, and we were put in like one of those like side theaters. Where you don't have the comfy chairs. It's just like
yeah.
I was like, movie theater should just have the comfy chairs. Give me.
They're upgrading all the ones here being built in California, so we've got a lot of.
It'll be a while before they get to Minnesota.
Yeah. It's weird. There was one I always still catch. It doesn't matter how old these films are. I still catch something that I never caught before.
I never caught like the amount of like TIE fighters you see in the hangar when Darth Vader shows up.
Oh yeah.
I was like, was there always a TIE bomber sitting right below there?
That was part of the matte painting. That I noticed. The one thing I did notice that I might have noticed at one point in the past, but I've obviously forgotten about it since then, that you see Dengar in Jabba's palace for a single frame.
Oh yeah. I've seen that one before.
I don't know why I'd never picked that up before, but it's like a single frame of him standing there, and it's like, oh my god, it's Dengar. It's like, there is. I mean, I'd still like to see the original unedited version from 1983 again on the big screen, but that's obviously not going to happen. There was a few audience members that were complaining. You could hear them talking, and it's like, oh, the Snice Noodle song and all this. I was like, so what? George Lucas changed it. The only thing that honestly ever offended me was blinking Ewoks. It scared the blinking Ewoks are just creepy to me. But
do you really think they don't deserve to blink though?
They deserve to blink, but they look weird blinking. I don't know why. It's just anyway. But no, I mean it's Return of the Jedi. I mean it's worth seeing on the big screen. If it's only out until this Wednesday, so it's only out for the week. Mm-hmm. So anybody out there who has not checked it out on the big screen, it is so worth seeing a Star Wars movie, any Star Wars movie on the big screen.
it was just awesome just sitting there watching.
Yeah.
Like when Andor was re-released, I went and saw that. Or not Andor, when Rogue One was re-released.
Rogue One, yes, same. Yes.
And that was in IMAX, and I was like, oh, we're getting the comfy chairs this time. No, we were not.
Oh, dude! Wow.
I saw they released that one, and obviously they didn't have IMAX when they made Return of the Jedi. I was expecting to be in like at least the Dolby theater. But
right. Yeah. I was going to go with that. I truly want to see the prequels back on the big screen again.
I'm kind of disappointed that they never did that for any of the 20s.
Yeah.
Anniversaries.
I agree.
I wouldn't be surprised though if they do Revenge of the Sith, because it's just.
We thought they would have done that at the beginning of Kenobi. I mean, it's made sense that they could have put it on then too.
Yeah. But I think because that was just more loved to fans.
Yeah,
to absolutely. A lot of the prequel fans, I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
I did. I had a Ewok plushy sofa, like little kind of armchair Ewok. It sat like this, and it's like it was a wicket, and it no longer exists. But yeah, I would definitely go see the sequels on the big screen again. I'd love to see.
I would go see any of those movies.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Anytime they release a Star Wars, I'm going.
Yeah, that's it. It's worth it for sure. And I do know that here in Los Angeles, they were playing Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back at the beginning of before Return of the Jedi on at the El Capitan Theater, which is the big Disney theater here.
That would have been cool to go.
Yeah.
I saw 3 of them.
I've been working a lot this week, so I couldn't make it. But yeah. What else is there? Okay. So let's just kind of tie this up, guys. It's going for about an hour. Let's talk about Visions. Visions Season 2 comes out this week. They dropped a whole pile of posters for... we've got at least 5 different posters for some of the shorts. Each of them varying between, I think, 12 minutes and 16 minutes, roughly.
That one looks really cool.
Yeah. I'm excited to see this one. This is like kind of like real tech heavy.
Is that the one made by the Chile?
It could be. It's
Latin American.
Yeah, you see the TIE fighter is all kind of decked out.
Yeah.
All that looks amazing. I like the colors on this one.
I'm just excited to watch these. I really liked the first season, so I'm excited to see the choices in these.
Yeah, they've only released 5 of the posters of the 9 shorts so far.
I think Monday they'll repick it up or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
it's
always interesting seeing the different choices people make with what story they're gonna do. Because in my head, I always think there's gonna be so much overfill of Jedi stuff.
Yeah.
And instead, they kind of do. Some people just do kind of like slice of life Star Wars stories, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see some Sith representation in there too.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the first season, and I like how they were not just doing like, hey, we're not just going back to Japan to retell, to either continue stories or go to other studios, which I would like to see them at least expand on some more of those stories, like the Ninth Jedi.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
the Village Bride, and maybe like the Duel. But like I'm okay with it that they're. I love that they're doing other studios, other countries are being able to tell like their version of Star Wars, which is always awesome. Because
I think Max, I started the reaction video about the same time as I think Bad Batch season 2 came out, so we caught all the visions and we reacted to it. I think even last year I was saying this is what they need to do with Visions. They need to show us different cultural identities of what their perceptions of Star Wars is, and I'm so glad that it was just it was a random comment I'd made, but it's so glad that they had the same thought process that I wanted to see, because I'm very happy to see a cultural reference, and there's so many more cultural references across the world that they can go to in animated, styles and forms. So I'm looking forward, if they keep doing Visions every year or every 2 years and drop these every couple of years and do a whole pile of animated shorts, I'm completely down with that.
I think they could even expand to it the way they think about it, where it's not just individual studios, but they hire they get individual minds of people to do Star Wars shorts.
Yes, yeah, totally. Yeah,
I'm just excited for season 2, and I watched the panel when it was at Celebration, and they all different creators. They sounded like it's gonna be awesome. So then they were loving it. So.
And the trailer we saw a few weeks ago, which is on the Disney Plus link. If you look at the extras link on Disney Plus, the full trailers the trailer for that they showed us. I don't think we'll get a second trailer. I mean, it seems like we're ready to watch this next week. And
it comes out.
They keep it really low key.
Thursday.
I wonder. I think they could be doing a little bit more promotion for it, but
you're right about that. It is a bit low key.
I mean, it is also not like The Mandalorian. It's not like a big
thing.
No,
but
and Star Wars is really bad at like promoting animated stuff.
Yeah, you're right. They have been.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that'll change with Bob Iger back in the chair again.
But I feel like we got way more promotions for stuff like their Lego holiday specials than this.
Yeah. I feel like we got way more promotional for Lego Holiday, didn't we? That might have been Lego pushing it too.
They also first revealed it like a month ago, like the beginning of this month. Yeah. So they're
officially.
Officially.
Yeah.
I mean, they announced it last year, last Celebration, and then they officially brought out. So you don't give yourself a whole lot of time to release another trailer.
Right too.
And even something like this where
they are shorts.
They are shorts, and it's not like a continued story.
Yeah.
You don't need trailers
lengthy
for you don't need lengthy trailers for each one.
Anchorman asked some good questions. I haven't heard of
Lego
anything.
Order 66.
Have you heard of anything, Chad, coming up?
No, but I hope they do something again.
I hope so too. I mean, I hope they just drop us with a nice little surprise and something cool and fun. I mean, I've enjoyed what they've been doing. I mean, the what was it? The last one we got, the Halloween
Lego
special.
Andor.
Lego Andor. Yeah. Then the other thing that they dropped also that drops on the 4th is the Young Jedi Adventures. They dropped some character posters for this past week. That Yoda creeps me out. Why does that Yoda creep me out so much?
So are all these kids canonically dead by Anakin?
No. This is hundreds of years before.
Way before.
Yeah. This is the High Republic?
This takes place in the High Republic.
So. Yeah, cool. If you ever look,
all right. No chance of this kid getting slaughtered anytime soon.
Yoda's in his High Republic uniform right here, so it's he's. I mean,
could you imagine doing a whole show with the younglings those exact younglings that Anakin walks into the room and slaughters? The last shot is Yoda saying, "All right, kids, I'll see you in the morning."
I mean, they were gonna do a show with the younglings that showed up in the Clone Wars, and then Dave was like, "I think it's a bad idea." Because they're all gonna die.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, totally.
I mean, Gunji showed up, so maybe they all survived.
Yeah.
But.
I mean, that was also before they really thought about the idea of the path too. So there was no one looking out for Jedi.
Sure. Yeah.
So that time, most of them were just slaughtered.
Yeah.
I still would love to see that moment where Yoda tucks in all those kids and says, "All right, guys, I'll see you in the morning. Just sit in the training room, and I'll come back to get you."
Do I like Yoda? Clone Wars Yoda? Yeah, I love Clone Wars Yoda. I was this close to picking up the figure, and then I haven't been able to afford it recently, and it's
I think it's you can't buy it. I think it's now it's sold out.
Waiting list, it's on a waiting list.
Which means that it's never coming.
Well, I mean, it means that whatever they pre-sold, they put up for selling, bought out and everything.
That one was shipping out for a while. while there, and then now it's on the waiting list. And
right.
look, I'm on the waiting list for a couple figures that I'm like, they're not really releasing these guys.
What are you on the what?
The other another 501st character.
Oh really? Okay.
I wanted another one.
On the
At this point, I'm gonna just message Corey and be like, Corey,
find it secondhand. Yeah, for sure.
Give me one.
I do want to get one of those eventually. I mean, I still haven't put Jesse on pre-order, but
I get Jesse later this week.
Really?
Yeah,
dude, you want to do an unboxing? You have to.
Maybe. Yeah. I haven't gotten Ahsoka yet though. I finished paying her off and haven't heard anywhere.
Yeah, she's up here right now, which I got the deluxe version, but with
I just got the standard one.
Yeah,
which I wouldn't expect it anytime. Maybe sometime next month. Next month.
Right. Just a side note here. Yes, I did. I watched the episode last night, and it was really good. I didn't realize how much I missed. What's his name? Who plays the Flash?
Stephen Amell.
Stephen Amell. I didn't realize how much I missed him until he returned on the Flash season, not quite season finale, but they're getting.
I've fallen off on those shows.
Yeah, they've been bad.
I have not watched those shows.
The Flash has been
the
only
CW. The only two CW shows that I kept up with was Stargirl. I really loved Stargirl.
I didn't see the last
and
Superman and Lois.
Superman and Lois, yeah.
Good God, this season is great.
I haven't seen that. I'll wait until it drops on this HBO Max.
You haven't seen any of this season?
No.
It's probably the most powerful emotional I've ever gotten from watching anything from the CW. Nice. It is an amazing season 3 right now is hitting every single mark on the cast are phenomenal. Like I'm talking about beyond phenomenal. I wish these guys were live action, like feature film kind of level.
I do love Tom I love Tom's Superman. He's if he was a little bit younger, and if I think he should have been the Superman that they chose because embodies the role so well.
Yeah.
But
and Betsy, I can't pronounce the last name, but
I don't remember the last name. They're both phenomenal.
Oh, Anyway, I can't speak enough. Anyway, we won't close up there, but I've got. I'm actually going to be paying off one last order for my cloud car. Not cloud car. The pod car. Trooper, clone trooper, pod car vehicle, which is on the Hot Toys level.
The bikes,
the bikes,
I miss those.
I had to because
I missed those, and I'm on the waiting list for those ones, and I still haven't pulled the trigger on the ATRT figure.
You should because you should because the one with the actual trooper is still available, but the other one went onto a waiting list. So, but I mean, after I got the Anakin with the strap, I was like, I now have to get like as many of these vehicles. Like the only one I haven't got right now is this actual speeder bike, but I've got the other speeder, the trooper speeder from Tatooine. But I love the vehicles that they do, that's for sure. But they're costly. They come with a price. They come with a price.
Yeah.
And
thank God for payment.
Yeah, but when it's like 6 figures at once, I've got Cad Bane sitting there. I've got which is on pre-order.
I've been pretty hesitant. I've been pretty hesitant, and then the armor was like just like a just an instinct buy.
Did you get it on one of the daily deals?
Yeah, actually no. I'd used some of my points.
Okay, because they have daily deals.
Yeah, I keep seeing that. I had to use up some of my points. I had like $50 in points. So I had to use that up. Some were expiring here, and I was like, all right.
Wait, some of they expire? Wow, mine don't.
I had some expiring tomorrow, so I had to
use that. No way. I've never had that.
Reward. Use your sideshow rewards.
Well, actually, what I'm waiting for. So sideshow, there's already a sign up for next week. The sideshow are doing a May the 4th be with you. Over 4 or 5 days, they're doing another little online thing. So they're going to have a whole pile of giveaways and stuff like that, and sign-ups and competitions and all that sort of thing. So there'll be a chance of getting more rewards points if you watch them next week. It's either the 3rd or the 4th for about a week. They're going to do that. And when they do, usually they'll have certain things go out in discount and whatever. I'm waiting to get my hands on the blurg. I do want to get a blurg. I love that creature so much. I've loved it all the way back from the Ewok movies when they first introduced that in the Ewoks in the Battle of Endor. And I kind of want to get my hands on one. So I'm waiting for them to drop that in price, and when they drop it, I'm going to use some of my rewards points. If I can get it in the $250 range, because it's currently $315. If I can get it in the $250 range, I'll pick it up, or less. I'll pick it up for sure.
Yeah, I think I got the armor in total for like $200 because
that's good.
That was plus shipping and all that stuff.
Sure. But, yeah. That's where it hits you a lot, though. But anyway, guys, we've been going for like an hour and 15 minutes nearly. So I want to thank everybody in the chat for joining us. Max, I want to thank you, and a special thanks to Chad. I'm glad we finally got the chance to get you on. I'm glad it was worth talking about on Jedi Survivor. Cool. Where can we find you, Chad?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Chadalorian7732, where I will be playing a lot of Jedi Survivor.
And I posted the link below already, so we've got that there. And then Max will be on doing a reaction video for Visions this coming week. Although it's gonna be I'm gonna be working on Wednesday morning, I think, so it's gonna be a very early, weird morning for me. But yeah, okay, guys, that's cool. And yeah, we shall catch you all. Actually, I won't be around next week because I'm also going to be at a friend's wedding next Sunday. So we'll be up the following Sunday as well. So we will catch you all later. All right.
Later, guys.
Later.